Okay, car guys, this is going to be a video on how to calibrate an FMC 4100 tire balancer. Now this is the same as a John Bean or a Hoffman or a couple other names. They're all owned by Snap-on now, so if you need service or parts for these, you can call the Snap-on number and get parts or service or technical help. And that's how I got some of the information on this. It was difficult to find information, and there is a technical manual online, but it's for the John Bean machine. It's a full technical breakdown of it with blowout views and everything. So you can get that online looking for a John Bean 4100. So anyway, on to the calibration. I got this machine and I did not get the calibration weight with it, so I was unable to use this machine for a couple of years. And I looked and looked and looked and couldn't find the calibration weight. Well, it turns out, after talking to Snap-on technical support, they do not make that weight anymore. So I had to figure out what it was and how much it weighed to get the calibration right. Fortunately, my brother has a machine like this, and he was able to weigh and measure out the weight for me. The weight weighs 10.3 ounces. There's another video on calibration that has the original weight, and he says it's 5.5 ounces, but that's just the way the machine sees it. It's actually 10.3 ounces. So anyway, what I ended up doing is taking a bulk of old fat washers that I had and a kitchen food scale and weigh out 10.3 ounces with bolt, washer, nut, and everything. The thread on this is a 5/16 coarse thread. So I was able to build my own calibration weight, and it works pretty good. So here's the calibration. You zero out the machine, you hit F1, start. Should come up calibration slug. On the hub here, there is a one threaded hole. It's only threaded on one side, so you can't get it wrong. You thread your 5/16 threaded slug in here. That's what they call it, a slug, not a calibration weight. That was part of my problem. And the shaft has to be bare, so you have to take the spring and everything off the shaft. Okay, so when you have calibration slug here and you're ready to go, you close the hood with the weight in place. It'll spin for about 15 seconds and it should come up cal 0. And it does. A couple of times, if you move the machine around, you don't have it bolted down. If it's not quite level, it'll come up with LOG low, and I just moved the machine around till it wasn't rocking and it came out right. So this is the first process. You come up with cal 0. Then you go ahead and take the weight off. And you close the lid again. This is the second step. And this should come up with cal good. And it does. Calibration complete. So there you go. That's how to do these 4100 machines that look like this, no matter what name they have on them. The last thing I'd like to tell you is that on the back of the machine here, right adjacent to the switch, is a little threaded hole that this is supposed to store in. And I did not know that when I got it. This was missing, and like I said, I couldn't use it for 2 years because I couldn't calibrate it. So that's where it stores. The other thing is just know that they don't make these weights anymore. The service technician said that they do not make them. They're not available. Made of unobtainium these days. So 10.3 ounces, 5/16 coarse thread. That's where you store it, and you can use these machines. These machines are bulletproof. They last forever. They work all the time as long as you can calibrate it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.